Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, we're coming near to the end. We are now in the fifth lesson. We will be talking about sukoon and shadda as part of the lesson, but many other things, many other rules and regulations as well. Just to recap on what we did last week, we talked about ism, fi'l, harf, and we talked about the branches of fi'l, and that you have four. فعل ماضي, فعل مضارع, أمر and nahi. فعل ماضي being a verb which is done in the past tense, and فعل مضارع is the verb which is done in future or in present, and أمر is an order, and nahi is a prohibition. So these are the four categories of fi'l which we did last week. And then we broke down harf, the particle, that there are two types of harf. One is amil, meaning a governing particle, and one is غير amil, which is non-governing particle. And we explained what does that mean, that if it's a governing particle, meaning amil, is that it will have an effect on the word that is to come after that particle, meaning it will change the actual diacritical mark, the harakat, the fatha, dhamma, kasra, will be changed according to the action of the harf. And there are some which are غير amil, meaning a non-governing particle, meaning it has no effect on the word that comes after that particle. And we gave an example of, for example, of the governing particle is like fi, that when a fi comes before an ism, before a noun, it will make the ism have a kasra on it. So from a dhamma, which is the natural position of every single word, every single noun, that it will have a dhamma. So that dhamma will then be changed into a kasra. So for example, al-baytu. Al-baytu means house. We say fil bayti means in the house. So from al-baytu, which the ta had a dhamma, will be changed into a kasra. So not fil baytu, but fil bayti. So this is an example of a governing particle where it has an effect on the word that comes after it. And the non-governing particle is like an example of waw. Say ja'a amrun wa bakrun. Ja'a amrun wa bakrun. Amr and Bakr had come. So ja'a amrun, and then you have the waw, which is a particle, which means and. Bakrun means Bakr. So Amr and Bakr came. So Bakr, which is after the waw, hasn't changed at all. Hasn't changed at all. It is still the same dhamma which it has. So this is what we explained last week. And inshallah today we're going to explain a bit more about the different categories that are present in the Arabic language. Now, all what we spoke was when it is mufrad, when it's singular, when the words are singular. But when we have a combination of two words, then that is called murakkab. So you have mufrad, which means singular word, and murakkab means combination of words. So there we got. So what we talked previously was all about mufrad. So a singular word can either be a noun, or a verb, or a particle. Ism, fi'l, harf. Yes, we spoke about that in the previous video. Now we're going to touch about murakkab. So you have murakkab here. Which means combination of words. Compound. What does it mean? Compound. Combination of words or compound. Now that combination of words can be categorized into two. Either it's murakkabun mufid, which means a combination of words which is beneficial, means it gives a complete sentence. So murakkab mufid means a complete sentence. It means a beneficial compound. That is the linguistic meaning. Literal meaning is beneficial compound, a beneficial combination of words. If you want, you can come here.
No, important.
Little break. Let it sink in. Yeah?
Yeah, that's fine. So zoom in on it.
So you have two types of compound, two types of combination of words. Either that combination of word will be beneficial, meaning it will give a complete sentence, or it will not be beneficial. Murakkabun ghayru mufidin means it is not beneficial compound. Non-beneficial compound, meaning that combination of word doesn't give it a complete sentence. So we're going to touch on this first. Then later we'll touch on that maybe in next lesson. So murakkabun mufid, meaning a beneficial compound, a beneficial combination of words. In other words, it is called jumlatun aw kalamun. That's why I put it in brackets. It's called jumlatun aw kalamun. And you must have heard jumla. In order to say jumla, sentence. Kalamun means also a sentence. So again, another word for murakkabun mufid is jumlatun aw kalamun. So now and then you will hear kalam as you go along, so you know what we're referring to. Okay, this is categorized into two. Jumlatun khabariyatun wa jumlatun insha'iyya. Jumlatun khabariyya wa jumlatun insha'iyya. So I'm going to give you a definition. I want brothers and sisters to write what I say, because it's not there. So I'm going to give you a definition of both. So first of all, what we should grasp is that this murakkab mufid, which another name is jumla or kalam, is categorized into two branches, or two branches stem from this. One is jumlatun khabariyya, the other one is jumlatun insha'iyya. Jumlatun khabariyya is that sentence which the informer, please, you can write it down.
Sorry, repeat that again. Which branch are we talking about?
Jumlatun khabariyya.
Jumlatun khabariyya.
Yeah. Jumlatun khabariyya is that sentence in which the informer can be labeled a liar or a truthful person. The informer can be labeled.
So is that sentence?
Is that sentence in which the informer can be labeled a liar or truthful. Example. Al-masjidu kabirun. The mosque is big. The masjid is big. Now, the person who's informed this message, you can either call him, he's telling the truth, or he's telling a lie. It's either one of those. It's either he's telling the truth, or he's telling a lie. Now, that category, Jumlatun Khabariyya, can be divided into two. Or should I say, will be divided into two categories as well. So this Jumlatun Khabariyya is also divided into two. One is Jumlatun Ismiyya, and the other is Jumlatun Fi'liyya. So Jumlatul Ismiyya okay. Now please take note what I want to say. Jumlatul Ismiyya is that sentence in which normally the first word is a noun. Remember, normally.
Is that sentence in?
Is that sentence in which the first word is normally a noun. So I'll give an example there. Al-baytu kabirun. Al-baytu kabirun. The house is big. So the first word is al-baytu, which is a noun, house. Right? So this will be labeled as jumlatun ismiya. Jumlatun fi'liya definition is that sentence in which normally the first word is a verb. Example. ضرب بقر. Bakr hit. So the first word is daraba, which is a verb. Which is a verb, a doing. So what did Bakr do? He hit, which is a doing. So here the first word is a verb. So this type of sentence will be called jumlatun fi'liya in syntax, in ilm al-nahwa, and in the knowledge of syntax, this will be called jumlatun fi'liya. Are we clear? Is there any questions?
What's that meaning? Daraba
Daraba Bakr means Bakr hit.
Bakr.
So the other branch, which stems out from Murakkab Mufid, is Jumlatun Insha'iyya, which means that sentence in which the informer cannot be labeled a liar or a truthful. Example, idrib, hit. You tell somebody, hit. What are you going to say? You're a liar. You're truthful. No, you can't. He's ordering you to do something. So if somebody gives an order, he's not informing you something. There's no telling of a something which has happened or is there, you know. That's just one example. Jumla Insha'iyya has many categories. Again, I will touch that in the coming weeks.
So now, can you repeat that? Jumlatun Ismiya is...
Jumlatul Ismiya is that sentence in which the first word is normally a noun, an ism. We say in Arabic, ism now. You want to slowly change from English to Arabic. So you got to start getting used to it. Well, those people who are quite well versed in Urdu, they probably catch up very easy. Because a lot of the Urdu words are from Arabic anyhow. So they got a head start really. Fi'liya is that sentence in which the first word is normally a verb. And Jumlatul Insha'iyya is that sentence in which the informer cannot be labeled a liar or a truthful. Literally, Insha'iyya means to create. What does Insha'iyya mean? Literally means to create. And Khabariya means to inform. So such sentence where information is being given. And Insha'iyya is such where things have been created. Like idrib, an order. You've been told to create the doing of hitting. You know? So that's why it's called Insha'iyya. You're actually not informing something, you're doing it now. It's not something that's happened already. It's something that you want to happen now. Then we have Murakkabun ghayru mufidin, which literally means non-beneficial compound or non-beneficial combination of words. In other words, and incomplete combination. And incomplete sentence. And incomplete sentence. Again, that has many categories. So I haven't touched into it. Just give you an example. سيارة زيد. Zayd's car. سيارة زيد means, سيارة means car. Zayd means Zayd, a person. So سيارة زيد means Zayd's car. So if somebody said Zayd's car, what about Zayd's car? Is it blue? Is it black? Is it damaged? What is it? It's incomplete. It's an incomplete sentence. Although there's a combination of words here, there's two words here. In this one you have two words. In this one you have two words. The difference is these two words has given a complete sentence. Al-baytu kabirun, the house is big. This one has also a combination of two words. Sayyaratu zaydin, but it's giving an incomplete sentence. It's not completing a sentence, which means Zayd's car. So are we all there? Yeah? So this type of murakkab is called murakkabun ghayru mufidin. Inshallah we will touch on that in the coming weeks. And there's also many categories of that as well. So I hope you got all that. Is there any question before we carry on?
مركب غير مفيد.
Murakkabun ghayru mufidin. Yeah.
So what's that?
Meaning?
Yeah.
Meaning a non-beneficial compound. That's what it literally means. In other words, an incomplete sentence. Any questions from the sisters? Just before I go on to the next.
Mufidin, is it?
Mufidin.
Mufidin.
What is this? Isrib, does that mean?
Idrib.
Idrib, sorry.
Yeah. That's a dog, yeah? The dot on top. Alright, let me just that's a sukoon there.
What does that mean?
Idrib. Hit.
Ah, right, yeah, yeah. So Jumlatun Insha'i, is that a sentence in which a former cannot be labeled a liar, right?
Or truth.
Should a person be a liar and truth?
Yeah? Okay. This is our weekly fix. This is the easy bit. I think. Hang on.
So now we just
كيف الطقس؟ It means, how's the weather? Remember, there's no meaning here, so whatever I say, write down. كيف الطقس? You ask somebody, how's the weather? See? الطقس means weather. كيف الطقس؟ طا قاف سين. The reply would be الطقس رديء or stroke جميل. الطقس رديء means the weather is bad, like in UK. So you're probably used to this. You're not only going to say this all day long. الطقس رديء. You're never going to say good unless you go to the Bahamas. الطقس رديء stroke جميل means beautiful. The weather is beautiful. You'll have to go back home for that. So الطقس رديء is the answer to that question. كيف الطقس؟ If you want to say today is hot, which is really in the UK, اليوم حار, today is hot. Or باردٌ, which is common, cold. اليوم حار, today is hot. Or today is cold. This is the question you can ask all this each other. كيف أنت اليوم? How are you today? How are you today? Remember, if you want to write the meaning because it's not here. كيف أنت اليوم? How are you today? I gave the answer once before. What was that? أنا بخير. Can you remember? أنا بخير. I am fine. شكرا. Thank you. You are in the airport. You want to know what time what the plane is landing. متى تصل الطائرة? When will the airplane reach? متى تصل الطائرة?
كيف أنت اليوم again? So how are you?
How are you today?
Oh, today.
كيف أنت means how are you. اليوم means today. So كيف أنت اليوم? You memorize everything?
No, no. I missed 2 lessons, so I think I'm a bit behind.
No, this is nothing to do with this. You can pick up every week. This is it's not linked with your previous lesson.
Okay.
The other one was
متى was it?
متى تصل الطائرة? طائرة means airplane. تصل means reach. متى means when
What time?
or what time. When will the airplane reach? When will it reach the airport, basically? If you want to say when will the airplane reach the airport, then you say متى تصل الطائرة إلى المطار. But we just say when will the because you're in the airport, for example. You're not going to say, you don't need to repeat the airport again, do you? ماذا جرى بك? What happened to you? What happened to you? When you saw somebody ill, your friend's ill. So ماذا جرى بك? What happened to you? أصابني, the reply, for example, if you had a headache. أصابني صداع. I've got a headache. أو وجع في العين, or a pain in the eye. So this is common and this is specific. So I've just given a common question which you can use all the time, but this is a specific answer to a common question. So just an example what kind of answer you would give to that common question. So if you want to say you got a headache, say أصابني صداع. You got a pain in the eye. أو وجع في العين. I think many of our students maybe got a headache when they hear.
So what was the last one? Oh, would you?
أو وجع في العين. Oh, pain in the eye. وجع means pain. في العين, in the eye.
ماذا جرى
ماذا جرى بك? You might need to take another photo. Physics change there.
I didn't take that side yet.
You haven't.
I won't.
So what have you written for كيف الطقس?
How is the weather?
الطقس رديء stroke جميل.
Weather is nice.
You know?
Weather is nice.
رديء means
It's bad.
bad. Don't get mixed up. Write the right meaning for the right word. You wanna hand it over to me?
Yeah.
Read it out. Okay. Where do they want me to start back? Awesome.
What is the al-yawmu harun and baridun?
Stroke baridun, whichever.
It's these ones. So from the beginning.
From the beginning, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to repeat everything now. So. كيف الطقس? كيف الطقس? How is the weather? طقس is spelled with ta, as in ta, not the ta, the two dots, but ta, qaf, and sin. So not to spell that word with ta with two dots on top, but with ta. كيف الطقس؟ الطقس رديء. Radi means bad. So if you want to say to anything, maybe a book, هذا الكتاب رديء. This book is very bad. So this is you can use this word for lots of things. It says هذا الرجل رديء. This person is very bad. You know, so you can use it for whatever. Or if you need to a cop, هذا رديء. This cop is very bad. Jamilun, not you though, that person. Jamilun means beautiful, nice. So you can use it for everything. Yeah. And say to خلق هذا الرجل جميل. This person's conduct is beautiful. Or you can say هذا الرجل جميل. This person is very nice. Maybe in terms of his looks, maybe in terms of his akhlaq, his conduct, or whatever. You can use it for anything. اليوم حار. Today is hot. Harun means hot. Again, harun, you can use it for anything. الطعام حار. The food is hot. الحليب حار. The milk is hot. الماء حار. Normally you ساخن, but you can use حار again, which means الماء. Anyone know what الماء means? Very common word. Water. ماء زمزم. When they say ماء زمزم? ماء زمزم. بارد. بارد means cold. So again, you can use it for so many things. Maybe whatever. الماء again. الماء بارد. The water is very cold. كيف أنت اليوم? How are you today? So كيف means how. أنت, you, yo, today. How are you today? متى تصل الطائرة? تصل is spelled with a ta, with two dots on top. صاد, meaning which is with dod, and then lam. So ta's got a fatha, sad's got a kasra, lam's got a dhamma. تصل الطائرة. طائرة means plane. طير means bird. So it's come from there. This is a mushtaq. Anyone know what a mushtaq is? Here we are. Let's jog the memory. Ismul mushtaq. Remember we did categories? Come on. Man minkum musta'id. Is there anyone who can answer this question?
Is it abstract?
No. Derivative noun.
Ah.
Huh? So we have
Yeah.
3 types of noun, didn't we? Ism Mushtaq, Ism Jamid, and
It's Mustafa.
Ism Masdar. You got the root noun, which is Ism Masdar, Ism Mushtaq, derivative noun, a noun that's come out from a Masdar, and Ism Jamid, primary noun. So, Ta'ira has come from Tara Yatiru, At-Tayru, to fly. At-Tayru means to fly. So, it's come from that word. So, Ta'ira means a plane in this sentence. So, Mata tasilu Ta'ira, when will the plane reach? ماذا جرى بك? Again, jara means jim ra. Mada means what? ماذا جرى بك? What has happened to you? You're going to visit your friend and you see your friend is ill. You say, ماذا جرى بك? What has happened to you? So you can reply to lots of things. أصابني. Again, it's أصابني with صاد. صداع. صداع means headache. صداع. So this word is specifically for the pain in the head. So you would say you got pain in the head, which means headache. You won't use وجع في الرأس. Remember, وجع, what does that mean? Pain, isn't it? رأس means head. You won't say وجع في الرأس, mean pain in the head. You will actually use this word, صداع. So this صداع is specifically used for headaches. Oh, وجع في العين. وجع means pain. عين means eyes. Who's heard the word وحور العين? Just you? Nobody else heard? Well, no wonder you need to read about these things, then you get more shock for Jannah. Then you might do more effort in this world. Huh? Ain means eyes. Oh, وجع في العين. Oh, pain in the eye. So are we there? Yes, I hope we've got it all done. Okay, let's go back to the book now. So, where are we? We were on page 48, I assume. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So we're doing today sukoon. Sukoon literally means to be quiet. What does it mean? To be quiet. Here it means to be without any vowels. So if it's got no vowels, then there's no movement in the ear. So that means there's no sound. So that's why it's called sukoon, meaning there's no diacritical mark, there's no vowels. And it's the vowels that give the sound into the words. So a small circle called sukoon. They've written small circle, but sometimes it can be a half circle. Sometimes it can be a sign like this. I've got to carry this everywhere I go. Has anyone seen this sign? Yeah? So although they've here said a small circle, in lots of places they're small. So in some places you might have this sign, some places you might have this sign, and some places you might have this sign. There's 3 signs for sukoon, which normally you have these 3 signs. But here in this book they refer sukoon to a small circle because they've used small circle in all of their examples. But in the Quran, if you pick up the Quran now, you will see there's half circle. Okay? And then you will see in some of the other type of calligraphic writing, they've used this kind of marks. So don't get mixed up. Oh, you know, Imam Sahib said it's round circle. This one not round, so it can't be sukoon. Yeah. So it can come in these three forms, either in a half circle, or a full circle, or this like this. Now those who are familiar with the South African print, not the normal print you get South African 13 line, they normally refer this one to the sukoon. And if you see a round circle, that means it's silent. That means that letter is silent. It won't be pronounced. Be written like in quiet. In quiet, you've got probably which letters? E, I think, isn't it? Quiet. Silent. G is silent. G is a silent letter, isn't it? Many English words where you have a silent letter. It's written but not pronounced. Likewise, in the Arabic language, you have, especially in the Quran, you have many letters which are written but not pronounced. Now, in the South African print, to demonstrate that, they've written a little circle above those letters which are written but not pronounced. And the ones that have a half circle, that relates to a sukoon. Yeah? So a small circle called sukoon, written above a letter of the Arabic alphabet, is used to show that the letter below it has no vowel. So a letter with a sukoon is called sakin. Yeah? Meaning that it has no vowel. It is basically still. That's what sukoon means. All you hear is the shortened sound of the letter. So Jim becomes J, Kaf becomes K, and Shin becomes Sh. So Ash, you don't get to hear the full. Ak, Aj, J. So there's no actually, the full sounding of the letter is not there. You just by hearing. So try reading the following words. Come. Read.
Come.
Lam.
Lam.
Min.
Min.
Qul.
Qul.
If.
If.
Bal.
Bal.
Ud.
Ud.
Okay. I'll tell you the meaning as well. You want to write it down. Come means, whichever context, means how much and how. Lam means not. Lam is specifically used with the verb. So if you want to say he did not hit, you would say lam yadrib. He did not hit. So you won't just use lam as not as by itself. Normally use la. No. Min, from. Qul, say. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say that Allah is one. Qif, stop. Bal, rather, or even. Ud means count. Count this. Okay, when there is a fatha followed by a ya with a sukoon on it, it makes an A sound. So this is referring to huruf al-lin. Those who know a bit about tajweed, they will know what huruf al-lin is. So huruf al-lin is a waw or a ya sakin, meaning waw with or ya sukoon with a sukoon, which has a fatha before it. So it's given an A sound. In English, you call it diphthongs. What do you call them? Diphthong. Meaning it changes from one vowel slightly to another vowel. So A is from fatha slightly changing towards a kasra. Like in boil, oi, it changes. So that oi in English you would call it diphthong. So that's probably the English grammar thing. Here you call it huruf al-lin. So these ones. Baina. Repeat.
Baina.
Baina means between. Zaytun, olives. Laymoon. Who knows what that is?
Lemon.
Yeah. Baydatun, egg. Okay. Ainun, what is that?
Eyes.
Alright, yeah, we just did it now, didn't we? Jabun. I'm sure people who don't know this should know this one.
Pocket.
Pocket.
Okay, on J.
Yeah.
What was that?
Jabun, Jabe, means pocket.
Oh,
Aina. Who knows what Aina means?
Mirror.
Where?
Where?
Laylun.
Where, as in the question where or where something?
Yeah,
Where?
question where?
Where?
So Aina al-Kitab, where's the book? Aina Zubair, where's Zubair? You just say that. So if you can ask somebody, Aina, just Aina. Using your, when you're home now, Aina, it's going to go mad or something. Laylun. Night. Again, that's in Urdu as well. Where there is a fatha followed by a waw with a sukun on it, it makes an ow sound. Lawnun. Repeat.
Lawlun.
Zawjun.
Zawjun.
Lawlabun.
Lawlabun.
Fawqa.
Fawqa.
Jawrabun.
Jawrabun.
Nawmun.
Nawmun.
Khawfun.
Khawfun.
Yawmun.
Yawmun.
Lawnun means color.
So, yeah.
Lawnun means color. Zawjun means a pair or partner. Lawlabun means screw. You know the screws you put on walls and that, etc. Lawlabun. So if you want to write the meaning down, because you're not going to find them here. Fawqa means above. Jawrabun means socks. Sock. Nawmun, sleep. Khawfun. Come on, who knows this one? Right, fear. This is Urdu. Yawmun. Everyone should know this one, we just did it now. Day.
So how full is that?
Fright, fear.
Fear.
Basically, so this is your homework as well. So just write it down in the book just to repeat them and then say the meanings. I'm sure it's self-explanatory and fun. I can hook it up with this one then. Come on, I'm serious.
No.
No, yes. Masjidun. Anybody?
Mosque.
Mosque. Masjid. Wardatun.
Rose.
Rose, yes. Baytun.
House.
House. Ibratun. Needle. Mistaratun.
Ruler.
Ruler. Jumjumatun.
Skeleton.
Skull. Arnabun. Rabbit. Mawzatun.
Banana.
Banana. Okay. So basically just write down the bottom so you get practice of the how to write the letters together, etc. If you want to write the meaning, you can write the meaning. The signs are there already. Shadda. Shadda is another word for tasdeed. Is another word for tasdeed. Shadda means to emphasize. To emphasize. So when a letter has a tasdeed, which in English you call it double consonant. Double consonant, tasdeed. So it will give emphasis. The letter is pronounced even stronger. That's what it does. It makes the letter pronounced even stronger, not lightly. The shadda is a symbol written above a letter to show that the letter has been doubled and therefore sounds stronger. The symbol for shadda looks like this, like a small little W. Okay? So, tashdid means, tashdid, shaddada yushaddid, tashdid means to emphasize. At-tashdidu, that is a masdar. What is a masdar? Can you tell me again? We did it.
It's a root.
No. A root noun. Come on, you're gonna start getting used to these words. These words are just gonna keep on coming. Okay? So what is a masdar?
Root noun.
A root noun. And what is the definition of a root noun?
What is the root of the word?
Comes from.
A word, a noun from which other words are derived from. From which other words are derived from. So that is what you call it, a masdar. And a mushtaq? Look at that.
Derivative.
Derivative noun. A noun which has been extracted or derived from a masdar, from a root noun. Okay, so these words are going to keep coming. We haven't even touched ilm al-sarf, morphology. We're going to touch that soon, maybe in the, most probably either last lesson or in the next course when we start touching how to actually build the letters. Okay, so we haven't even touched that yet. The symbol for shadda looks like this. The short vowels are written with shadda like this. So normally, as you can see, if there's a diacritical mark above the tasdeed or shadda, then that is fatha. If it's below the tasdeed, then it's kasra. If it's the lying down number 9, then that is a dhamma. But sometimes it comes below the actual letter. So for example, sometimes with the fatha, it's very simple. It'll be like this. With the kasra, sometimes it might come like this, it may come underneath the letter. Dhamma is going to be like this. So with the kasra, sometimes it'll come underneath the tashdid or underneath the letter itself. In either case, it will be still a kasra. Study these examples. Okay, if you look at it, they're breaking it down what tashdid resemble, or should we say, what it actually is. So, ummun, which means mother, in this. So as you can see, it gives the double consonant effect. So what's happening is that the meme is then doubled. So the first one is with a sukoon, and the second one has the whatever. If in this case it's got a tanween, meaning dammatayn. So if it didn't have a tashdid, so for example, it just had a fatha on it, amma. But if it's got a fatha with a tashdid, amma. So the emphasis on the meme. Amma, abba, atta, atha, ajja. Yeah? Are we all there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repeat the whole Arabic alphabet with the tashdid. So if you can follow me. Yeah? Abba, atta, atha, atha, ajja, aha, aha, adda, azza, arra, azza, assa, asha, assa, adda, atta, adda, a'a, agha, affa, aqqa, akka, alla, amma, anna, aha, awwa, ayya. So that's how it sounds. Okay? So inshallah, if you practice on those. So read the words below, then copy them out onto the lines provided. So again, self-explanatory. Just need to do that at the bottom. Basically, write them out again. So what is dubbun? Anyone tell me? Just there. Bear, yes. Kittatun. What is that? Right. Another word for kitta is hirra. Abu Huraira. Who's heard of Abu Huraira? Radiallahu ta'ala. Huh? Abu Huraira. Huraira means small cat. Okay? So he used to always carry a small cat in his sleeves. So Prophet ﷺ called him Abu Huraira. Oh, person with small cat. So that was his title. He had a different name, so he became, famous with that. Battatun. What does that mean? No. Darrajatun. What does that mean? Kubba'atun. What does that mean? Cap, yeah. Tannuratun. What does that mean? Skirt. I thought someone would say curtains.
What are the 3 words at the top mean?
Wait.
Umma, Rabba, and Birrin.
Ummun means mother. Rabbun means, Rabba means to look after, to rear, to bring up. I'll double check that meaning though. Birrin means reward, good action, to do good.
If you remove the emphasis, it would mean something else.
Yeah, it won't be something.
It would be meaningless.
It could be meaningless, or it could be another meaning. Yeah.
If you remove the what, sorry?
If you remove the emphasis.
The shadda.
Yeah, shadda.
Also, generally, a noun consists of 3 letters. Normally, a noun consists of 3 letters. So you very, very rarely see a noun which will have 2 letters. Now, ummun, as you know, the tashdid gives it a double consonant, so it's a 3-letter word. If you take it, make it into a singular, then it could be meaningless, or it could mean something else. It could be a particle. Again, a verb is a 2-letter word, generally. So, the only 2-letter words that you get is mostly particles, harf. Like bal, min, fi, that. Or it even comes singular, wow, wa, fa, ba. Yeah? So, that's something that you should remember, that ism, nouns, they normally tend to come in three and verbs. Okay?
Fa and Ba, they have a meaning?
Yeah, they have a meaning.
In their own?
They have a meaning. When it comes as a particle, yes.
What's that then?
Like, fa means then.
Just fa on its own?
No, if it's attached to another word. So, for example, if we say Ja'a Zaydun fa Bakrun, Zayd came, then Bakr. Yeah? Wow means also then as well. So Ja'a Bakrun wa Zaydun, not then, means and. So Bakr and Zayd came. And then you have, like for Ba, is Ja'a Zaydun biwaladihi. Zayd came with his child. With. Yeah? So they are singular letters, but they are particles. They're not actually noun or a verb. Noun and verb, in majority of the cases, will be 3-letter words. So either 3 independent letters, or 1 independent and 1 double consonant. Understand? Again, these diacritical marks are very important. So, like for example, ummun means mother, amma means to lead. Amma ya ummu means to lead. From that word, al-imam, person who leads. So it's very important that we get to know this, inshallah. Right. Similar sounding letters. As you will have realized by now, some pairs of Arabic letters have similar sounds, so extra care must be taken to pronounce each letter correctly. Below are some pairs of words which illustrate this point. Incorrect pronunciation would change their meaning. For example, qalb means heart, whereas kalb means dog. Now, to give it true justice, one has to come to a tajweed course and learn these letters properly to pronunciation. It's important, especially in the context of reciting the Quran, because one has to read the Quran how it was revealed. And also, as we all know, that the recitation of the Quran is imperative in Salah, and to read it wrongly will nullify the Salah. So, if we want our Salah to be correct, we've got to make sure that our recitation is also correct. And that is not a choice, it is a must. One has to do it. Otherwise, if a person doesn't endeavor to do that, then he may be performing Salah for 50 years, but not even a single Salat is accepted. So he'll be going in the front of Allah without a single Salah being accepted. No one can imagine where his final destination would be. What hope does he have of getting deliverance from the fire of hell if he doesn't even have one Salah to his name? So, tajweed is more important than actual learning the language of Arabic. Right? If Allah's not going to ask, did you understand it, or did you know how to say kayfa haluka? Yes. Did you recite your Salah properly? Did you do your Salah properly? Did you recite the Quran? So it's even more important that if we didn't get that opportunity when we were young to recite the Quran properly, or did but didn't give it its true justice, then we still have a chance now. And inshallah, if we make that effort now, and while making the effort we pass away, then there's a very good chance that Allah will forgive us. But if we do not even make the effort, and we just sit on our laurels and just let days go past without even making any sort of effort, then what chance is there of getting forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Everybody is in need of forgiveness. There is not a single human being who is in need of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But mercy is reserved for those people who try, but in trying make mistakes. A person who doesn't even try, mercy is not for them. So one should not think, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Allah is very merciful and very forgiving. But that benevolence and that quality is only reserved for those people who make that effort, and while making the effort make mistakes, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive. So it's very important that if we know that our recitation is not up to the mark, our pronunciation is not up to the mark, the rules of tajweed we do not know, then we need to make effort. We need to start making that intention and make amends and go and strive so that our Quranic recitation can become better. And we may not master it, but we keep making the effort. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our effort. Okay? So, bear in mind that these, see, as you can see, just this, kalb and qalb, one will nullify the salah. If somebody wants to say, Kul huwa Allahu ahad, instead of Kul huwa Allahu ahad, Kul means to eat, and Qul means to say. So, one is, by saying Kul, he's not reciting the Quran. He is basically accusing Allah or putting another word and attaching a word to Quran which is not in the Quran. Which, in other words, he is fabricating the Quran. And that is a big sin itself. So we gotta keep on trying. Although, while we're young, it's easier. As we get older, the tongue gets used to so many different ways of pronouncing. But that doesn't stop us from trying, making the effort. Making the effort. We make so much effort for dunya. We go on this course and that course, and we spend thousands pounds so that we can earn better money, we do this and that. But all this is going to stay behind. And for the life that is never ending, and for our final abode, for our making our Jannah, we have no time. We only got one chance at this. There's only one chance. We're never going to get this chance again. And the Quran says clearly that the people who will ask for a chance, who didn't make effort, when they didn't utilize that chance, but Allah will not give that chance again. So this is why I humbly request everybody that make effort on your Quran, on your recitation, and this will become secondary. This will become piece of cake, pronouncing this. And when you speak, when a person got a proper pronunciation, itself will enhance his Arabic language. Automatically will enhance it. When people hear an Arab person will hear you speak, will think you're an Arab. Why? Because your pronunciation is up to the mark. I don't want to boast, but I'm saying out of shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that when Arabs hear my recitation, they think I've studied with the Arabs. But I haven't. It's just I've made effort. So you don't have to study with the Arabs to get that pronunciation. You can study with anybody who has that and better the pronunciation. So inshallah, make the intention, because without making intention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not give us the opportunity. So we gotta make the intention, and then Allah will open the doors for us, how to do that, and He'll make ways for us, inshallah. So we all make the intention, inshallah, yeah?
Inshallah. Maulana, what did you say about kul and what
Kul.
What are the
Kul means to eat.
Kul.
Kul. Kul hada. Eat this.
One was a kaf, one was a qaf.
Yeah, and qul means to say. Yeah, so that's just one. And remember, if the meaning changes so much in the Quran because of our wrong recitation, that will nullify the salah. So without even knowing our salah is finished, we don't even know. We just kind of reading Alhamdulillah, read our Isha Salah, read our Fajr, yeah, not even one salah has been accepted. Not even one salah. That is the sad case. Here's a person who doesn't read. Forget him. Here's a person who makes all the effort yet. It's like he makes nice handy and one drop of urine falls in. He destroys everything. Pointless. Yeah? So this is why you've got to make that effort. Simple as that. It's not a choice. It's imperative. We've got to do it. We've got to have that worry and concern. If we have that worry and concern, then anything will become easy. But if we don't even have that worry and concern, then time will go past, and then there'll be a chance when there'll be a day when we will feel sorry, but being sorry will have no effect. So, qalbun means a heart, and kalbu means a dog. Halaqa means he shaved, and halaka, he perished, he died. Raqada, he slept, and rakada, he was still, motionless, stagnant. Taba, he repented. Taba, he was good. You know, say tayyib, tayyib, from there. Good. Qasada, he intended. Kasada, it didn't sell. Teenun, fig, no fig. But teen was zaytun. That's that teen there. And teenun, teen, that is clay, soil. So these are some of the words, inshallah. We will, inshallah, go over those in the following lesson, inshallah. There's a few things that you wanted to say, didn't you?
Yeah, so everyone's aware that this course is a 7-week course, so that's 7 lessons. We're currently in our 5th lesson, so this is the 5th week. Due to the 7th lesson falling on Christmas Eve, I believe, or the Christmas holidays, what we were suggesting is that 7th lesson in the 7th week be brought earlier to the 6th week, which is next week. So next week we'll have Monday, which is our 6th lesson, and then later in the week, in that same week, we'll have the last and final lesson, which is the 7th lesson. And Imam Sahib was suggesting that we have
On Wednesday?
on Wednesday.
The 7th lesson. So 6th lesson as usual on Monday, and 7th lesson on Wednesday, because that's going to be Christmas Eve. Many people might be going here and there or whatever. Give everybody that flexibility to.
It's 19th.
Yeah.
19th of December.
Yeah.
So how are you with that? Are you okay?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah? Is everybody fine with that?
It's 5th lesson today, is it?
25th. Then next Monday is the usual 6th lesson. It's the 7th lesson that we would, like to bring forward. I myself have problems coming because I'll probably be in London. I'll go pick up my daughters. They're coming back from madrasa, and I'm sure there's many other brothers who may have other business to attend to, or other things they might need to do in the holidays.
So if everyone's okay with Wednesday, then we'll set it for Wednesday the 19th is the last lesson. We'll remind everyone next lesson anyways, which is Monday, that the last lesson is going to be 2 days after, which will be on Wednesday, inshallah. And I'll text everyone and email everyone as well.
Same time.
Same time.
Also about the last lesson.
Also about the last lesson, which we could talk about next time as well. But inshallah, it would be nice if everyone perhaps brought in some food. Inshallah, I'll be bringing in some food with my family. And
It's not imperative. The food, inshallah, we will provide. But if anybody wants to contribute anything, those brothers who are aware, who come to our previous courses, every after thing we have a little get together. We have a little food. We have a little, just get together. And if you want to bring your wives or anything, you're welcome to bring the last lesson. That's what we do
inshallah.
normally. So it's just a nice welcome, good finishing to the actual course. So those who normally come to the other courses are probably aware that we do this. So if anybody wants to contribute in terms of plates, or food, etc., please tell Zubair, because I thought it would be double, or there'll be nothing. Everyone's thinking they won't bring anything, nobody's brought anything. So either case, but inshallah we'll bring some food, inshallah. But if you can, if you want to bring something, help out, by all means. And if you want to bring your children, please feel free to bring them as well. Before we finish, is there any questions relating to the lesson, not the food? Yeah, just check this. And if you do bring anything, it's going to be HMC. So
It's going to be what, sorry?
it's going to be HMC certified. Just let brothers know. Yep.
regarding your khutbah on Friday, you just mentioned that HFC, those certificates, how they given, like, are they going and watch how those animals working?
Well, you mean last week khutbah? I mean, last week khutbah, I didn't exactly touch on the HMC. I was touching basically the importance of making sure that what we eat is halal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was, inshallah, I'm going to touch on it again this week as well because I couldn't get to finish it. And why it's important that we know, first of all, what constitutes as halal. You know, we hear the word halal, halal, but what makes a product halal, especially in terms of live animals, because that has a prerequisite, that has conditions attached to it for that to become halal. So, you know, if a person knows when an animal becomes halal, then the next step would be is to find out if those conditions have been met. So if a person doesn't even know when an animal will become halal to consume or not, then how would he know that if those conditions have been met or not?
For example, if you take like restaurant, they're like halal certified, so how we know that?
I mean, to cut it short, alhamdulillah, for the last 3-4 years, or maybe more, some of our ulamas have made that big effort in trying to clear and to make sure that those products that are being labeled as halal are truly halal. Because, you know, as we, you know, in this modern day that we live in, we do not see in our daily lives animals being slaughtered. There was a time where you bring an animal and you slaughter yourself. So you're normally aware of how things are slaughtered and how it's done and etc. But because everything has been now commercialized and it has been kept indoors, so people, it's not in their faces anymore. People don't see it anymore. A. Number two, what practices are happening behind the closed doors? Again, because it's not in front of people, people don't know. And so many malpractices were happening in the slaughtering and in the halal market, yet they were being labeled and people were being defrauded. How? It's because an animal which has not been slaughtered correctly, yet it's been labeled as halal and being sold off as halal. So people are getting defrauded. So that's one. And the impact of that, you know, it's so great. But people, because of being unaware of that being halal or not halal, it was such that, you know, people consuming haram and then salah not being accepted unknowingly, du'as are not being accepted unknowingly, you know. And it's a tragedy, especially for those people who made the effort of making their income halal. You know, people go out to get a job, go to get a proper halal, you know, job which is not in any way connected to anything which is haram. They make the effort. You know, making money, you know, you can make money in so many ways. And making money through the haram way is even more easier. You can make loads of money, you know, through selling alcohol, through selling gambling and so many things, you know. Prostitution, they're making money as well through prostitution. So making money is one thing, but making it the halal way is another thing. There are people who actually, you know, forsaken the haram way and they would adopt the halal way, but in spite of earning all the halal thing, they end up buying haram things. But a person who's already haram, forget, you know, their base is wrong anyhow. So they haven't lost much because they haven't got anything in the first place. But those people who actually made the effort, making sure that their income's halal, they go out and make sure that what the job I'm doing is halal. So they got, alhamdulillah, halal income, but unknowingly buying haram, feeding their children haram, you know. And in relation to wives and children, it's the husband who needs to provide, and it's the husband's duty to provide them halal. So if the husband is providing haram, for the wife or the children that becomes halal, yet the sin is on the husband. Because the children and the wives, they eat what they are given. But the sin is on who? Is on the person whose duty is to provide. So it's a bigger duty on the breadwinners and those who have the responsibility of providing. So that's why it's very important that we, first of all, once we know there are malpractices happening, if people do research, because it's hidden now, what's happening is behind closed doors, we don't know. You know, it's very easy to write halal. Just writing halal doesn't make that thing halal. Just like, if a person calls himself Muslim, he doesn't become automatically Muslim unless he has that faith. You know? A person who calls himself a Muslim is not a Muslim, he's a munafiq. Yeah. So likewise, if a person classifies this as halal, this say for example the chicken, halal, it won't become halal just because he said halal. It will only become halal if it's slaughtered in the right manner, with the correct methodology and with the right conditions. Then that animal will become halal. So once research was done and found that there was many malpractices, now the element of doubt has come. So that's why it's even more imperative that we make sure just by taking the word of the butcher is not enough. Because the butcher himself is not slaughtering the animals. He's also getting it from a third person. I can challenge you, 99% of all the butchers here, or the people say, you ask, have you gone and seen yourself? 99% of them will say no. Second thing is that the amanat, the trustworthiness and responsibility is diminished within the people because of deen, not having deen. People will sell their deen just for 10 pence. We've seen it. We've seen it with our own eyes. A customer, he wants a certain chicken, they'll go and get it from somewhere else and quickly sell it. We've seen it with our own eyes. And the reason why we found out is because due to the HMC, due to inspection, when I went to London, I was shadowing an inspector. And this is a shop that's getting inspected. Forget the shop that's not getting inspected. Forget the shop that not a third party is checking. Right? Forget that. We're talking about a shop that is being inspected. Went into the thing, and he's selling big chickens which are not certified, yet the customers are thinking that it's certified. Why? He didn't want to lose the customer. Where was his amanat dari? Where was his deen, his fear? When it comes to money, unfortunately, it is not the time of the Sahaba. When the Sahaba, they gave the word, that was it. Unfortunately, those days are gone. You see people with big beards, they're defrauding people. You know? So those days are gone. This is why we've got to take extra caution. You know, we say, of course it says in the hadith, where if a Muslim says, but that's enormous when other prevailing factors were not there. Like, for example, malpractices in the industry. We know that's prevalent. We know that's happening. So when you got other factors that will negate this, the butcher unknowingly make it haram, he doesn't even know. The butcher's buying from a supplier. Mr. A is coming giving supplying chicken, he's buying it. Because he's saying it's halal, I think it's halal. Face value. Okay? So you know when there's malpractices, the element of doubt is there. Second, the people's deen is not the same as before. Back in those times, even for one atom, they would fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh, I've got to give answer. That's not there anymore. It's not there. We just need to go what's happening. So this is why the effect of it is going to happen to us, not to the person who's selling it. If a person deliberately sells you something haram, like I was explaining, okay, the sin may be on him, but the effect of that is still going to happen. I give an example of a Ribena. I gave to one brother Zaid here, a brother Zaid here, brother Hamza, whatever. Here's a cup of Ribena. It looks like Ribena, everything, nice and red, but it's poison. Now he had that, thinking that what he said was correct. It's Ribena. Obviously, that sin is going to be upon me. Okay? But the effect of the poison is still going to take place. It's still going to take place. Once haram gone inside you, your ibadah is not going to be accepted. Your du'as are not going to be accepted. Oh yeah, but he gave it, I trusted. Well, yeah, okay. The worst, the best, at best, the sin is on him, at best. But what about your ibadah now? Your du'as now? Then you're complaining of, I pray so much, my sons are not listening, they're not listening. You are what you eat. You give your children the wrong thing and then you expect them to become wali of Allah? From day one, the roots is wrong. They don't become wali of like that. They don't become Hassan Basri rahmatullah. They don't become like these people, just like that. So you are what you eat. Why are we told not to eat pigs? Of course, the first hukum is because of the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there's a reason. You know, it's an animal which is shameless. And it's true, what we eat has an effect on us. What we eat has an effect on us. It's a shameless animal. It doesn't differentiate between mothers and sisters and everything. So that's why it's such a profitable business. Those who are in the pig industry, it's a very profitable business. They multiply like within no time. Pigs, they multiply so quickly. Do research on that. You'll find out. Such a profitable business. And very cheap meat. So Allah Ta'ala has put that as a test. There's a lady who happens to be a friend of my wife. She goes, I want to become Muslim, but I can't give up pork. It's so nice. I can't give up pork. Again, that's the test. She can't give up pork. So, this is why, you know, I'll elaborate on in the coming Jummah. So, it's very important. Look, I'll just give you an example. That a shop that's been checked, they're also trying to defraud the customers. What about those shops that are not even checking? And also when we know that these practices are prevalent, blades. You know, do we know what is halal first? We heard the word halal so many times, maybe 1 million times and all that, until now. But when does an animal become halal for us? When does an animal become halal? And I explained that last time. You know, out of the 4 veins that we have, first of all, 3 of those need to be cut. We all know we have 2 veins here. We have the food pipe, yes? And then we have the windpipe. Every animal has that. Has the 2 jugular veins, yes? The windpipe, that pipe is not the same pipe that food goes in. Otherwise we all drown. Or if you know, we'll probably get suffocated. That's why when if by mistake goes in there, you start coughing. Natural. There's a natural reaction to that. Why is this coughing? Because it's not going through the right pipe. Hey, stop, get out. You're going the wrong direction. Come out. Otherwise you're going to have a serious crash. So, you got a windpipe, and then you got the food pipe, and you got 2 veins. right? Out of those, 3 of them must be severed. If 2 is severed, it's not halal. 3 of them must be severed. And it must be severed not by anybody, but by a Muslim person. So if a non-Muslim slaughters, and it's happened before, it's happened in Scotland. It's happened in Scotland. On the day of Eid, Qurbani, the Muslim, there's only one slaughter man is a Muslim. He happened to fall ill on that day. And if you know, majority of these abattoirs, the abattoirs in this country is owned by Jews, owned by non-Muslims. The Muslims have got licenses there. They rent them out. That's another thing. Okay, 20% of the meat that's been consumed, okay, in this country, is consumed by Muslims. Yeah, we're not 20% of the population. We're probably 5%. If that. You know? What, 2 million? 3 million Muslims? 3 million, that's what they say. 60 million Muslims, 60 million people here. Yes? 10% is 6 million, 5% is 3 million. It's less than that. You know, according to the statistics, but we don't know. So about 20% is being consumed by the halal market. So big money, big money. And they're owned by, do research, most of you'll see, they're owned by mainly non-Muslims, either Jews or Christians. So what happened that day was that he became ill. After he Qurbani happened as normal, everybody got their Qurbani and everything. It was by chance, one of the brothers who happens to know the slaughterman went to his house, go and ask how is he and everything fine, you know. Norman didn't know he's ill. You know, it's the day of Eid, you go and meet other family. He happened to be a friend of his family. They go and meet family friends, you know. So how are you today? How did your day go? How was the slaughtering? Fine. What was slaughtering? I was ill, I was old. So you're here. Who's not the Qurbanis in there? They all know there's only one slaughter man. So you're here, and we got our Qurbani. Who's slaughtered? Investigated. They got some non-Muslim to do it. And he goes, well, he became ill, so we had so much order. So we heard that this guy was saying, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. We told him to do this, Allah Akbar. You can't do this. And hundreds, literally thousands, had the Qurbani done by a non-Muslim. He thought that by saying that, you know, it's like halal. Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. You know, they taught him that. Just say this, you're right, don't worry, he's ill. You know? And that's what happened.
Mona, is it true that in some of the slaughterhouses they have a tape recording?
Yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Tape recorder. They have a blade, machine, that's blade. You can go on YouTube. Say machine
Is that
slaughter.
not
Type
allowed
it.
then, where you have a tape recorder?
No, it's got to be physically cut by somebody. By a person.
They give electric shock or some yeah.
Again, that's very prevalent, electric shock. So you've got the blades, press the button, and the blade is chopping off. It's coming down through the chain, and this thing gets stored. Cutting costs. It's all about costs, isn't it? If you can do it with one machine, save yourself £15,000 to £20,000 salary, one slaughterman. If you got 2, that's 40,000. You got one blade, one off investment 50,000. That lasts you 15 years. How much is that? $2 grand a month. You save yourself 35,000. Those are happy days. So that's, to them, it's money. It's profit end of the day. So what they do? They get a blade, all right, and they're saying it's halal. And to spice it all up. All right, what we do? Right, Bismillah Rahman on the blade. And then we've got that. It's called the blessed blades. It's called the blessed blades. They do that. And another system they had was they had a tape recorder. Tape recorder, Allah, 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 and this. And the most common one, they have someone slaughtering, but they have electric shock. The reason why the electric shock is, again, is to speed up the process. Because when an animal's fluttering, you have to grab it, slaughter. You can't just like, if it's dead, cut it. Now, most of these chickens, what are they? Are they organic chickens or they're battery head? Cage chickens. What are they?
Cage chickens.
Yeah. They grow in two weeks. Yeah, they did the BBC Panorama, they showed how they grow. You know, they become so fat in such quick time that they can't even walk, some of them, properly. Why? Because they're artificially being grown. You know? They're very weak. It's like a bloated child. A fat baby. That's what it is. Now, we all know, just like humans, chickens are unique. Not every chicken has the same strength. Just like humans. Does humans have all the same strength? No. Some people got weak hearts, some people got stronger hearts, some people got this, some people got that. Yeah? Just like the chickens. So they have a standard process. This is how much voltage we're going to give. Right? Now that voltage, a lot of the chickens, nearly 30% of the chickens die before they even get slaughtered. You give it a shock, what's going to happen when you get shocked? It's not like, oh yeah, fine. It's going to go like this. It's going to go senseless. Now, how do you know is that chicken senseless or lifeless? Which one is it? Is it senseless or lifeless? You're not going to know. Because that chance is not given. It's within seconds. It's not like, okay, give it a shot, chuck it in the corner, let's see if it comes back to life, then we come and kill it. No, it doesn't. It just... So, are you slaughtering a dead animal? Or are you slaughtering a senseless animal? You don't know. So you got 10 chickens and 2 of them dead before you got slaughtered. You don't even know. You give a young man, strong man, an electric shock. You probably, and you give an old man, before you even see that, he just slaughtered there. He didn't die. Before you even get a shock, he probably died. Likewise with chickens. Especially these chickens, they're organic chickens. Strong and healthy. You give an electric shock, come back and still run. No, these are battery chickens. These are very weak chickens. They look nice and fatty and it's not, they're not really healthy chickens, wholesome. Just put up the weight, sell them, make your profit, finish. That's why one thing I give credit to the Jews. The Jews, their kosher chicken is very healthy. They slaughter like the Muslims, but they're even more stricter than the Muslims. They've got to get the rabbi to bless it. Also, they've got to pluck the feathers. Here, they use the machine. Kosher chickens, you've got to pluck them.
Can we eat their chicken?
Huh?
Can we eat their chicken?
Yeah, if it's done slaughtered properly, yeah. Yeah, if it's believing,
Kosher,
yeah. But it's got to be done properly. It's like the Muslims. If the Muslims don't slaughter it properly, it's not going to be halal, is it? Oh, because he's done this, he's a Muslim, so he can do what he wants. No, he's going to do it properly as well. Just like the Jews. If the Jews do it properly, you can eat it. But it's got to be a believing Jew. Not so-called Christian who don't even believe in God. Oh, I just come from a Christian family. But I want God, my parents go there,
Well, we can't eat kosher, right?
We can.
We can.
Yeah.
Right. Even though it's not been blessed with allowed, but
They say the name of Allah. They say the name of Allah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Jews believe in Allah, They believe in Allah. But as long as they don't associate anything with Allah when they say it. That's why it says in the Quran, اليوم أحل لكم الطيبات وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب حل لكم وطعامكم حل لهم. That today we have made all the wholesome food halal. وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب حل لكم. That those who have been given the book, their food is halal for you. وطعامكم حل لهم. And your food is halal for them. But provided it meets all the conditions. So you can't be a so-called Christian but doesn't believe in Christianity. Just, I'm a Christian family and my parents sometimes go to Sunday, but I don't know what they're talking about, you know. That kind of, they're not Muslims, they're not Christians. Maybe wrong with it. So it's very rare, especially those people marrying these so-called Christians. Are they marrying atheists or they're marrying really Christians? So they got, first of all, they got to believe. We're not talking about practicing. They've got to believe in it at least. Just like Muslims, a lot of Muslims don't practice, but at least they believe in it. Okay? So they've got to believe, and they've got to slaughter it like this. And they do that.
Most of the
You know what kosher chicken costs? £7. £7 to £9. Tell a Muslim, forget the chicken, he's probably dead as well. he thinks about 10 pence and it's £7. My God. It's just, family probably starved then. But the Jews, they do that.
So the Jews slaughter it exactly the same way.
That's why, you know,
Muslims-
I don't know if you've heard of what's his name? The man who does Apprentice, what's that guy's name?
Lord Sugar.
Yeah, he loves his kosher chicken and all that. He says it himself. He knows it's wholesome. Matter of fact, you can get HMC certified organic chicken, but they cost about £9-10. Yeah. But if you know, if you can, cut your consumption of chicken meat. But whenever you do have it, have a proper wholesome one. Have it once a week, but have organic chicken. HMC
So
certified.
the ayat you just put on that, it just...
Oslo, we have it like every second day.
Yeah, we have chicken.
Where's food? There's food. Sabzi. That's not food. You want chicken meat? that's something else. That's like medicine. You know, that's unfortunately that's our attitude. You know.
What about lamb meat? It's different, yeah? It's much easier to make it halal than chicken because chicken is very small and gross.
With the lamb again, they do what they call bolting. Electric shock, electric bolt.
Same way, yeah.
Yeah. Again, to speed up the process. Again, there's a less chance of it becoming haram. Because obviously they're big animals. But again, it's been seen that sometimes when they give the electric bolt, the brain bursts and blood will come out from no ears and everything. So we don't know if it's still alive. And also, put that to aside. Let's assume every chicken that's been stunned is somehow stayed alive. Stayed alive at the time of slaughter. Okay, technically speaking, it's halal. But what is the purpose of behind slaughtering and draining out the blood? What is the wisdom? Why did Allah say that? Why did He suggest? Why did He say حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به والمنخنقة والموقودة والمتردية, all this category that you can't strangle it. Okay, it can't be gored by another animal. It can't be fallen in from a high place and died. You know, all is why. Why does it say that you got to start this? Do you think it benefits Allah?
Because the heart's still beating to get
So
rid
the
of it.
reason why it has to be slaughtered is because the blood is the carrier of all germs.
Yeah.
Remember, by having halal tayyib meat, it's not going to benefit Allah. Why is Allah telling us to do this? It's for us, mankind. Telling salah, everything. Don't lie. What? It says in the hadith, if all of you, all the jinnat and all the humans and all the jinns would get together and become the best of all people, became all like Prophet ﷺ, then my majestic will not increase by a single atom. Allah will stay as Allah. If all of you and all the jinnat and human beings would become like the worst of all creation, like shaitan, my majesty will not decrease a single atom. Allah will stay as Allah. So we disobey or obey, it's not going to benefit Allah. So when Allah says don't eat khanzir, it's for our benefit. When Allah says don't drink sharab, khamr, alcohol, it's for our benefit. When Allah says don't play lottery, it's for our benefit. It's not going to benefit Allah. When Allah says eat the meat like this, it's our benefit. So when you are supposed to slaughter the animal in the prophetic way, where it's still fully conscious and slaughtering, then we, the human being, are going to eat that product. So it's going to be in our interest to make sure that that meat is wholesome. How? So when you slaughter it that way, you got to understand how the body mechanism works. Who is the creator? Allah. Yeah? Allah created the human being. A human being and the whole creation. So when you slaughter an animal that is conscious, right? Remember, it is the brain that is sending signals to all the body organs. Consciously or subconsciously, it's happening. Everything's happening. The heart beats faster. Again, it's because of signals coming from the brain. Everything's happening. Now, when you sever the arteries and the blood is, instead of going to the brain, where is it going? It's coming out. The brain automatically detects that the oxygen is decreasing. Because oxygenated blood is not going there. Where is it going? It's coming out. So what is the brain's response? Make the heart pump harder. Why? So that it can reach the head. So then the heart pumps even harder. So when it pumps even harder, more blood comes out. Still not going to the brain. Until a time where all the majority of the blood has come out. And any blood that's left over, you wash it when you have the meat. But if you don't do that, you weaken the heart by giving it electric shock. Yes? Or does the heart become strong when you give electric shock? It becomes weaker. That's the normal response. That's why somebody just dies. It dies of a heart attack when you give electric shock. So if the heart is weakened, so what does that mean?
Can't control the blood.
It's not about the blood. As good as it's supposed to be. So some of that blood is going to stay behind. So what's it going to end up? It's going to end up in your stomach. It stays in the meat. Meat looks very nice and red. Oh yes, that's beautiful. Why is it that it's haram to drink blood? Is it because if you drink blood, then if you don't drink blood, Allah's going to become big or something? It's because it's bad for us. Simple as that. That's the bottom line. It's bad for us. Allah will not make us do anything unnecessarily. Simple as that. Anything that He told us is for our benefit. We may understand it or we may not understand it. The reason behind it may have been given or may not have been given. But when we know that Allah is our creator, and when we know that whatever Allah is telling us is for our benefit, then there's no ifs and buts in it left, is it? And on top of that, Allah's going to give us Jannah. It's going to benefit us, and on top of that, He's going to give us Jannah as well. SubhanAllah. I mean, He wants to give us Jannah, but just to preserve our health. That itself is a benefit in itself. But on top of that, you go, you listen to me, not only because I'm going to give you Jannah as well. I'll give you peace of mind. And the Akhirah Jannah, this dunya will become Jannah for you. What does that mean by making Jannah? Peace of mind. Not by meaning you can have a nice, lavish house, you can have all that, and people still commit suicide. All these so many million. What that singer, what's her name? We sing, I don't know what her name is. She had about £10 million. What, do you think she can't buy anything? She can buy everything. She committed suicide. What? So having money doesn't give you peace. Some of them. You look at Whitney Houston, I don't know, God knows what, a long list of people who probably commit suicide. And, why did they cocaine? Rich man's drug. Why? They've got enough better to do. They ain't got life. They have that, they think they're in another world. And then when they finish, they're back to reality. take it again, go back to the world. So this money can be the means of peace, not of peace. Peace comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, you can have Ferrari, you still not have peace. You can have a Zafir like mine. You're right. You know? So remember, it's internal peace. And Allah will guarantee that if anybody practices upon the deen. But when a person practices upon deen, Allah gives them sabr, gives them patience. It gives them lots of qualities which makes their journey in their life very easy. You know, trial and tribulation will happen in this world. Either from the family, from the wife, from the mother, from the father, from the business, will happen. But because of deen, it will make himself, inner self, stronger. It make all the other good traits even better. But to then make it easy. If you had to give life will become easy for him. Like the Sahabas had nothing, but everything was fantastic. The only Sahabas, the only time they cried, because why are you crying? We're about to kill you. Because I cried because I only have one life. If I had 99 lives, I'd give everything for the path of Allah. Because they saw that this was it. Having nothing yet, they had tranquility. They had peace. That's what we all want. But we look at it don't die. We think that if we have this money, we have this, then we can buy what we want, so we can do this, we can do that. So that means it's peace. If that was the case, then every rich man would be happy and every poor man would be unhappy. But that's not the case. That's not the case. So that's why it's very important that we practice upon the deen, learn about it, and especially in this context, not knowing what we consume to the utmost level, or to the best of our ability. That is hard. That's why I commend those ulamas who started this HMC. You know, it's not a charity. People have misconceptions. They think it's a business, a money-making scheme. It's nothing. They talk without research, without even knowing this. Talk about hair from other people, hearsay, and they pass that on. And they get this hearsay from other business people. Believe me, the amount of time people are given, we ourselves, we don't get paid. We're all volunteers. Why are we doing it for? Is that someone going to give us some loyalty scheme or something? No. Majority of these people are doing. Even the inspector. Do you know how much the inspector gets? He gets £24 per outlet. £6 a week. And that £6, what does he have to do? He has to visit the outlet 4 times a week. £1.50. Does that even cover his petrol cost? So what do you think he's doing so he can become a multi-millionaire? He's also doing for deen as well. You think it's a big money-making scheme? It's not. The ulamas, all these people, they're giving it their time. Why? For the benefit of the community. I can't just think for myself. Because I've got to live in the community. Mr. Brother Zayd is one day going to give me dawat. So am I going to refuse everybody and be a stuck-up nose, not accept anybody's dawat, and then stay away, secluded, and then it's not going to be no good. You've got to live as a community. You accept each other's dawat, you go to each other's house, this and that. So only way to safeguard is make sure everybody eats it. So make it available for everybody. So automatically, you're not going to be in that position. Especially me, I get so many thoughts. So this is what I thought. I'm going to make it my mission to make sure whoever in the house that got HMC in there. This is why, alhamdulillah, we started this effort. So, inshallah, brothers, you know, having talked about HMC, I need to go and eat home. So I'm going to anything.